The responsibilities of Tobago House of Assembly Deputy Chief Secretary Watson Duke will be reviewed. This from Chief Secretary Farley Augustine on Wednesday, following accusations made by Mr. Duke of the THA neglecting Tobago performers in New York. Caricia Douglas tells us more.
Raising concerns with Deputy Chief Secretary Watson Duke's statements on social media, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine told Thursday's post-executive media briefing he will review those responsibilities assigned to Mr. Duke.
That's a decision I will be making before the end of the day and after I have conversation with the rest of the team. But we cannot have people speaking on truths in the space, people misleading the public about some critical things.
On Tuesday, Mr. Duke called on his Tobago House of Assembly colleagues to support the Tobago performers in New York, claiming they failed to do so.
There were no transportation to rally them and take them from the airport to a chosen specific destination. They came on the streets of New York trying to find a place to sleep, tired, weary, feeling emasculated and mentally broken. They stayed in a basement for a couple of days with dead rats, etc., hungry and forgotten by the Tobago House of Assembly.
However, as he addressed Mr. Duke's comments, Chief Secretary Augustine stressed it was not a THA planned trip, but the THA agreed to the support requests made by the group for ticket payments. He said a request for accommodation support was also made while in New York.
We sponsor them, and I'll tell you how this experience will result in some policy changes. You see, you live and you learn. Now, I will tell you that for the flights to and from New York and their accommodation together, everything so far comes up to $400,417.50.
The Chief Secretary said he contacted a representative of the Tobago Day celebrations regarding provision of meals for the group. He said he received a quotation just after 8 p.m. on Tuesday. Caricia Douglas for TTT News.
Responding to Chief Secretary Augustine's comments less than 1 hour after via Facebook, Watson Duke, referring to him as a brother, cautioned the Chief Secretary. He said who planned the trip is of no merit and that the THA should have met in an emergency sitting to address the matter.
For the Chief Secretary to issue a veiled threat and say he's going to review my functions, to me is laughable, it's ridiculous, and he has to understand that while he's Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, I am political leader of the PDP. I'm calling on you now through this medium again. Before you make a foolish move, which you will regret, think twice, think hard, put away the bravado spirit you have, that showboating spirit you have, that boastful spirit you have that say, one boss here. Put it away, pull yourself off that pedestal and humble yourself, and let us reason this thing out.